What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex, you watching the Ragin Ronin review, and it's time for another movie review. The movie review that I have for you guys today will be for Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is a movie directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it is a movie that I've been waiting for and looking forward to for a very long time. Guillermo del Toro directed great movies, fantastic films like A Mimic, Blade 2, Hellboy 1 and 2, and Pan's Labyrinth. And I absolutely love those films because they're very fantasy based and they have a lot of monsters in them. And in Pacific Rim, we have big freaking monsters versus big freaking robots. The monsters are called kaijus and the big freaking robots are called Jaegers. And they are the stars of the movie. And when I mean that, or when I say that, I really mean that because I don't really care about any of the humans. I really don't. This movie is a live action movie, so therefore, and it's also based on Earth, okay? And the humans are fighting for Earth, and therefore you have to have humans in the movie. But I think that when Guillermo del Toro was putting this film together, I think he felt that he wanted to really see more robot fighting, okay? And he just wanted to create an excuse to make robots and monsters fight each other. And you really see that. It's very evident and clear in sight, because who cares about these human characters? I don't care about the chemistry, their lack of chemistry, the fact that they have no chemistry, and I don't care what they're fighting for, and I don't care that these human characters have little petty differences that they need to resolve before they can get out into the field and fighting kaijus. I don't care about any of that. I wanted to care, but I think that maybe the dialogue delivery was very poor, and the acting was very poor, and they really just didn't have a whole lot of chemistry, and that really affects my my caring for what happens to these human characters. But like I said before, the stars of the movies are the Jaegers and the kaiju. So let's just talk about the action, okay? Let's talk about all this robot fighting and why we're watching a movie called Pacific Rim and why we're watching a movie that deals with robots fighting monsters, okay? That is exactly why you go into a movie like this, okay? Because we are here to see some big robot action, and we get that. We get that. I think that Guillermo del Toro really focused all of his energy into this aspect of the movie. I mean, why wouldn't you? This movie really deals with big robot fighting action. And we get that. We get that. I love the way that the action was filmed. Okay, it's very violent, and even though these are giant robots, they move in a way where you feel that they're big and clunky, but they do a lot of cool stuff, okay? There are essentially 5 different Jaegers. I think 5 or 6. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But I love that he gave them all different personalities. Each one of these different Jaegers have themes to them. In fact, I feel that the various Jaegers have better characterization than the humans, okay? Because you know that each one of them has a theme. For example, the Gypsy Danger was the one that was kind of the underdog, and he had everything about him that made him versatile. And then you have I think it was the Japanese Jaeger, and its specialty was shooting missiles out of his chest. And then you had I think it was the Australian Jaeger, which his specialty was really ground and pound. I mean, he was really pounding the thing, pounding the kaijus, and you can see that they're not just robots, but who look differently and do the same thing. They're really not. Each one had different personalities. And I also like that the kaijus were, while they did look similar, they had different abilities, or they kept on evolving. That was the thing about the kaijus. They kept on evolving to different upgraded versions of themselves. So very cool stuff. Very visceral, very violent, but very exciting, okay? And I kind of like the way that it was filmed in the ocean, okay? Because where else are you gonna have these big monsters and robots fight each other except for this big open area, this big playing field that is the ocean? And ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, they did an amazing job with the visual effects and the CG work, because it was really believable, especially when they're in the ocean and the water splashing everywhere. I think a lot of people overlook the fact that creating water effects and splashes and realistic lighting takes a lot of work. And I think they did an excellent job in making these robots and monsters come to life. So I really love the fighting aspect and the action aspect of this movie. This is exactly why we go to the movies. This movie felt like 2 different movies. There was like the human aspect of the movie, and the second half of the movie was the robot fighting aspect of the movie. And it felt like two different movies, but really Guillermo del Toro, what he gave us was that he wanted to give us an excuse to just a big enough or good enough excuse just to watch these robots and monsters fight each other. And that's exactly what we got. And while some might consider it a flaw for the film, I just felt that, you know what, it's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth it because once we get to the robot fighting, we are just treated to a very visual spectacle. Okay, so really exciting stuff. I personally felt that the fight sequence in the middle was awesome, was the best part of the movie because it was long and it was just, it kept on progressing, right? It progressed to become more and more and more exciting. And once we got to the final climactic fight, it kind of slowed down a little bit for me. It's supposed to keep on going, but it slowed down a little bit for me, mainly because of the fact that it didn't feel as fresh, okay? They just kept the fight going longer, but it didn't feel as fresh to me. But the middle sequence was just absolutely spectacular. So I give it 2 thumbs up for that. The action sequences were absolutely exciting, and I think you get the point. Anyways, that's all I really got to say for this movie. 7.5 out of 10. It did have some major problems with regards to the characters, like the human characters, the ones that we're supposed to care about. But other than that, the action is superb. It's exciting. I guess the only thing that I could ask for is that maybe they pull back the camera to give us some more wide shots. That way we can see what's going on in some sequences. But other than that, it's pretty exciting stuff. It's actually quite well filmed. I watched it in IMAX 3D, and I think that is the way to watch this movie. I think there's probably only 1 or 2 weeks left before they take it off the IMAX screen, so be sure to watch it in IMAX 3D. It is the way to watch a giant robot movie. You watch it on a giant freaking screen, okay? So there you have it, 7.5 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. Be sure to stay tuned for my next review. That would be for The Wolverine. It's coming up next. Alright, my name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. This really cool scene where he's fighting Yakuzas. And let me tell you something. This movie isn't that like for the rest of the movie. It is a really quite a forgettable